Good morning. Today's reading speaks about a woman with the issue of blood, and she faced years of suffering and disappointment as a result of this issue. Yet, her faith gave her the courage to press through the crowd. She believed that just a touch of Jesus' garment would heal her. This faith was met with immediate healing. And this is a faith that we will need to be able to face grievous trials ahead. Let us learn more about this story in today's reading. January 9th, the touch of faith. For she said within herself, "If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole." But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, "Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole." And the woman was made whole from that hour. Matthew 9, verses 21 and 22. To talk of religious things in a casual way, to pray for spiritual blessings without real soul hunger and living faith avails little. The wondering crowd that pressed close about Christ realized no vital power from the contact. But when the poor, suffering woman in her great need put forth her hand and touched the hem of Jesus' garment, she felt the healing virtue. Hers was the touch of faith. Christ recognized that touch, and he determined there to give a lesson for all his followers to the close of time. He knew that virtue had gone out of him, and turning about in the throng, he said, "Who touched my clothes?" Surprised at such a question, his disciples answered, "Thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me?" Jesus fixed his eyes upon her who had done this. She was filled with fear. Great joy was hers, but had she overstepped her duty? Knowing what was done in her, she came trembling and fell at his feet and told him all the truth. Christ did not reproach her. He gently said, "Go in peace and be whole of thy plague." Here was distinguished the casual contact from the touch of faith. Prayer and preaching without the exercise of living faith in God will be in vain. But the touch of faith opens to us the divine treasure house of power and wisdom. And thus, through instruments of clay, God accomplishes the wonders of his grace. This living faith is our great need today. We must know that Jesus is indeed ours, that his Spirit is purifying and refining our hearts. If the followers of Christ had genuine faith with meekness and love, what a work they might accomplish. what fruit would be seen to the glory of God? Ellen White highlights that true faith lays hold on Christ with confidence. It expects to receive in accordance to God's promises. This touch of faith not only heals physically, but also restores our hearts and strengthens our trust in God's power to deliver us from every trial. What step of faith is God asking you to take today? Pray with faith and trust His power to intervene. Faith that reaches out to Christ is never disappointed. Trust Him today and experience the transforming touch of His love.